At Option Genius, we believe that you deserve freedom, financial freedom, so that you have no more worries and more than enough money. Time freedom, so that you could do what you want, when you want to do it. And choice freedom, to live your life on your terms. But the system and Wall Street are rigged against those little guys. So how do we fight back? Well, my friend, that's what this podcast is all about. My name is Alan Sama, and this is the Option Genius Podcast. I'm going to call this episode A Thing About Scaling. And when I'm talking about scaling, I'm talking about scaling up your trading in terms of trading larger amounts and larger quantities of contracts. So this comes into play because we have several students who are going through one of our credit spread mastery program, and we teach them the fundamentals, we teach them how to do the trades, we work with them, we show them how to do it, and then at the end, after they've had really great success and they're ready for it, we talk about scaling. How to go from, 1 to 2 to 3 contracts to 5, 10, 50, 100 or more, depending on the size of the account. And so we've been having these discussions, and that's why it's in the top of my head. And I noticed something recently that I wanted to share with you. Now, I tell everybody, and I've said this many times on that podcast as well, trading is 80% mental, 20% physical, right? So whatever you do, the thing, the analyzing, the research, the clicking, the monitoring, the trading itself, the stuff that you do with your hands and the broker and moving money around, all that stuff, that's 20% of trading. 80% is what goes on in your mind and how you process, how you handle things, your emotions. And when it comes to scaling, that really, really starts to play a bigger role. The emotions, how to handle those things, that is really important to have a handle on before you start scaling. Because otherwise, you're going to have issues. And those issues are going to be very expensive. So one of the things that I noticed recently is I was doing I had a $15,000 trade on. And it was a normal spread that I had put on. And it had hit my goal, which was 10% for the month. So it's like, hey, great, $1,500, not bad for a trade. I'll take it. Very nice. And so according to my plan, I'm supposed to take the trade off. I'm supposed to finish it, exit it, take my money, and relax, right? Or move it to another trade or do whatever. But as I'm looking at this trade, it was not in my regular brokerage account. It was in a different brokerage account. And so the way the trade looks is different. Maybe that's why I felt differently. But normally, most of my trading is done in Thinkorswim. This one was done in a different account. And so it looked, like I said, it looked different. It felt different. And so maybe that's what threw me. But when I looked at the trade, it showed me that, I had made $1,500, which was great. But there was plenty of time left. There was still maybe another week and a half left in the trade. And I could have made another, I think, $600. I thought, this is interesting. I've made $1,500. I got my goal, but I can make another $600. Now, $600, that's a lot of money, right? I mean, I just have to sit in it for maybe like another 10 days. The stock is really far away from my short strike. What are the chances of this trade going bad? Pretty little. Probability is on my side. Time is on my side. Theta's going to pick up, and every day I stay in the trade, I could probably make another $100. Do I want to do that, or do I want to stick to the rules? Now, normally, I've gotten to the point where it's not even a question. I just take the trade off. But something caused me to pause. Something caused me to think about it. Like, $600. That's a lot of money. For some people, that's maybe not a house payment, but that's definitely a car payment, right? Interesting. So I paused, and I thought about it. I'm like, maybe I can stay in it. Now here I am, violating my rules. My rules is you get your gain, you get your 100% or your 10% profit, and you get out. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got your money, get out. But here I am thinking about it. Eventually, I did get out. I took my money and I got out. But it really bothered me that I was sitting there thinking about it and trying to reason with myself. Oh, maybe I can stay in one more day. Maybe I can stay until the weekend. Maybe I can stay until Monday, get the whole weekend time to get. Yeah, maybe I could do that. How much can I make? And I kept going back and forth and thinking about it and checking the trade over and over again when I didn't have to, and it just was not normal. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. It's like, when you scale, you do the same things. You press the same buttons, you do the same analysis, the same stock, same trade, same strategy, everything's the same. But emotionally, it's very different because the numbers get bigger. You just add more zeros to it. Now, yes, technically, depending on how much you're trading, I have to tell you that you should probably do more in hedging, and you should probably change it up a little bit, your trading, so that the trade is a little bit different. Maybe you're hedged in a different way. Maybe you're using different strikes or different underlyings to make sure there's plenty of volatility and liquidity and all that stuff. So yeah, it varies a little bit depending on how much you scale and what strategy you use and all that stuff. That's way beyond this episode. But my point here is that while you're scaling, you got to have a handle on your emotions. And it's really important that you stick to your game plan. Now, what happened with that trade? It expired. I could have made the extra money. But I'm happy that I stuck with my plan. I didn't let my brain and my emotions and all that get the better of me. My greed, basically, right? The greed of wanting to, that extra $600 could go far, Nope. I had my gain. I had everything. Now, normally, if this was a small trade, maybe it would be like, I can make an extra $60. That wouldn't be a big deal. Okay, I can get out of my trade, no problem. I'm gonna, I'm a good boy. I'm a good trader. I'm sticking to my plan. I'm following the plan. I'm getting out. But when you get to taking it off and there's still $600 left on the table, $600 leaving on the table, that feels different. That feels really different. And when you're getting into those extra contracts, that commission adds up too. Then, and what about if it's not 600? What if it's 6,000? Oof, right? Bigger numbers. So that's why you have to have a check on your emotions. And when you're scaling, we don't want to go from 5 contracts to 50 contracts. We're going to go from 5 contracts to maybe 8. I wouldn't even want to go double. I want to go step by step, slowly until you get the hang of it. 1 month you maybe go to 5, then 10, 15, 20, 25. As long as you're staying consistent, as long as you're staying true to your trading plan and trading by the rules that you've already set out, right? Eventually you'll get to the point where, hey, I'm increasing this. Maybe I need to tweak my rules a little bit. Maybe I need to hedge myself a little bit more. Maybe I need to change what my goal is. Instead of making 10%, I'm going to try to make 8% and use 2% for insurance. Or maybe I'm going to change the underlyings that I'm trading in my larger trades. I'm going to go into some underlyings that are very liquid. So you change things up, right? Now that comes with experience, and if you're in one of our programs, we can talk about that when you get to that level. In the beginning, of course, you don't need to worry about that as much. In the beginning, you stick to the plan. That's the biggest thing. Focus on the plan, understand how the trade works, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, over and over again. Make it methodical, make it consistent so that you're doing the same thing over and over again so that you get consistent results. And then once you're consistent, once the money's coming in, we can tweak it, we can improve it, and then eventually get to the point where, okay, now it's time to scale. And at that point, it gets emotional. So be careful for that. When you're scaling, be careful. And big plan here, no matter how big you get, no matter how much you're trading, you got to stick to the rules, no matter how much money is being left on the table, because you got to remember, hey, look, I got my goal. I got what I wanted. I'm playing it safe. And the more money you trade with, the more you have to keep it safe. Because I heard something on another call, and this guy was talking on another podcast. He was talking to a billionaire, and the billionaire had a different mindset about investing. That billionaire was saying that, hey, when I invest in something, and they were talking about real estate, when I invest in a real estate property, I don't care as much about how much money I can make. I am more concerned with getting my capital back. I'm more concerned with return of capital than return on capital. And so when you get to that level, when you get rich, right, when you get to multi-million-dollar status, then your mind shift changes. Your goals change. Everything changes. So as you're scaling, when you get to that point, it becomes really, I got to make sure that my money comes back. And then if my goal changes, maybe I don't need to make 10% on every trade. Maybe I make 3%. Maybe I make 2%. Even 1% on a lot of money is a big deal. Because eventually, we've talked about this in the past, that after you get to a certain level of net worth, adding more money doesn't make you happier. It allows you to do more things. Your nest egg gets bigger, and you can buy more toys if you want to. But eventually, that stuff doesn't really make a difference in your life. And at this point, we're talking, maybe $30 million or higher in terms of net worth. So, very few of us are at that level. Eventually, I want to get there. Hopefully you get there too, and we can get there together. But for now, we focus on scaling, focus on trading the plan, and getting our goal and getting out. Because the less time we're in the market, the less bad things can happen. Yes, we're leaving money on the table, but that's okay. Because I got the lion's share. I got what I wanted. I'd be happy. When I got into the trade, it was like, okay, what would you want this trade to do? Well, I wanted to get my max goal, which is 10% for the trade. If I get that, I'm happy. Good. So when you get that, you should be happy and get out. Forget about whatever is left on the table. Let somebody else have the scraps. We got the lion's share. So when scaling, remember, you got to stick to your plan, keep your emotions in check. If you have any issues, you can reach out to us. We'll help you out. But I wanted to give you this quick lesson. This is something I noticed doing myself. And, I think mainly it was because that I was trading in a different environment. I was trading in a different software. And so what I was accustomed to seeing was different. Normally if I'm on my Thinkorswim, I look at, what's my margin and then what's my profit and loss on the trade. And if it's 10% of that, I just get out. I don't even look at how much is left. But on this particular software, I couldn't see that. And so I had to figure it out by myself and like, oh, okay, did I get my 10%? Yes, I did. Okay. Oh, wait, there's a lot of premium left. Ooh, okay. And so it gave me pause. But eventually I'm going to get used to it. And so hopefully it doesn't bother me and I can stick to my emotions and stick to my plan. So I hope that helps. I hope that's something that you can keep in mind as you scale up. Again, trade with the odds in your favor. And we'll talk to you next time. Are you ready to get started with passive trading and be a consistent and confident and profitable trader, generating cash flow consistently from the stock market? Well, I have some great news for you. For a limited time, we are offering my new book, Passive Trading, for free. All you got to do is go to passivetrading.com/free book. And we will send you the book in the mail for free as long as you cover the postage and handling. So if you can cover that, we'll send you the book for free. We've already printed it. We got it for you. We're going to send it out to you. It's free. All you got to do is just go to passivetrading.com/free book and learn the basics of passive trading. Get the behind the scenes, get some examples, learn the strategies, and put this stuff to work in your life right now. Remember, go to passivetrading.com/free book and get yours now while this offer is still available.